Hey girl, hey. Okay, so class is still in session even though I'm in trial. We're still gonna do class, and I'm very happy that we can do class through YouTube. So we're gonna start out like we always do, nothing has changed. I've got my notebook here, I've got my computer open, which is a little easier because I can use my computer at the same time. I don't have to like switch screens, I can just look at the camera and talk. So I put together a few things for class this time. Class this time will be about speed and endurance because that's what we're going to work on tonight. I'm going to film probably 2 more videos after this because I think we have class like 3 times a week, 3 or 4 times a week anyway. So let me fix something right there. All right, let's start out with how you're feeling. Do a systems check, do a mental, emotional check. How are you feeling? If you're not up for it tonight, you either got to decide that you want to push through it, or if it's just terrible enough to where you just have to take a break, maybe you need to skip tonight, maybe you need to just take a breather. Don't be unproductive because then you'll be wasting time. You could be productive in self-care instead of doing this. But if this is a situation where you need to just work through it, you need to just get through it because you got to be strong, then do that. I recommend being strong tonight because we don't have time to waste. The year is almost over, but no pressure, no pressure. What else do we talk about? Yes, mental health, emotional health, physical health. How have you been with that? How's your fitness journey going? How's life in that area? I'm probably gonna move just as slow as I do in normal class, but I'm sorry, I'm delayed in my head. So normally we would work on a warm up. What are we gonna warm up to tonight? As you're getting ready, getting set up, don't forget to plug in your computer, because normally you need to plug in your charger. Plug in your charger. Alright, let's find some warm up material real quick. Alright, we're gonna work on some criminal. This might be criminal. Yeah, it's a criminal. Criminal warm up. This one will be about an exoneration of somebody that was in prison, wrongfully imprisoned. So get ready. On your marks. Alright, here we go. Kansas City inmate Kevin Strickland has been exonerated after a Missouri judge overturned his 1979 conviction for a triple homicide on Tuesday. Retired Missouri Judge James Welsh ordered the 62-year-old, who spent 43 years in prison, be immediately released. Welsh ruled that Strickland's conviction should be overturned since it was not based on physical evidence but on eyewitness testimony from Cynthia Douglas, the sole survivor of the shooting, who later recanted her account. It is important to recognize when the system has made wrongs and what we did in this case was wrong, Missouri prosecutor Gene Peters Baker said in October. During his time in prison, Strickland has maintained that he was not involved in the triple homicide. I had absolutely nothing to do with these murders. By no means was I anywhere close to that crime scene, Strickland insisted in October during an evidentiary hearing, according to CBS affiliate KCTV. The triple homicide occurred on April 25, 1978. Douglas was drinking and smoking with Larry Ingram, 21, John Walker, 22, and Sherry Black, 22, at a house that was a popular hangout spot when 4 men entered the house and shot them. Only Douglas survived and later agreed with police that Strickland could have been one of the men, picking him out of a lineup. His first trial ended with a hung jury, but a second trial and jury found Strickland guilty of 1 count of capital murder and 2 counts of second-degree murder. He was sentenced to life without parole. In 1979, Vincent Bell and Kilma Atkins confessed to being part of the group that committed the murders and told police that Strickland was not involved, according to court filings. Douglas also told multiple family members and friends that she wrongly identified Strickland. She even sent a message to the Midwest Innocent Project, according to court filings. Douglas died in 2015, but Peters Baker used her multiple recantations in the appeal as evidence Strickland was wrongly convicted. Now he is a free man. I've been in prison for 43 years. Yeah, it's tough. It's real tough, Strickland said in October. It hurts. I can't get that 43 back. There's nothing that they can do to make it right. My whole life is a memory of prison. I don't know anything else. How do you feel that you did on that warm-up? These are, if you want to do criminal work, these are terms that you're going to have to get used to. Evidentiary, did that come up for you? I mentioned a lot of names. Cynthia Douglas, Jean Peters Baker. How did that come up? Strickland. Sometimes when if you'll get into a job, let's say this is your first job and you walk in and say you don't know anything about the case, a lot of times you'll just be thrown into a last-minute hearing, a last-minute deposition, and you'll be like, I don't know really the first thing about this case. I don't have a notice. I really just have a kind of a time and place, and that's pretty much it, and I just showed up. I can tell you that's happened to me more times than I can count. In order to create briefs quickly, say the testimony has already started, you're going to want to create a brief for the witness that you're there for, obviously their name, especially if it's a complicated one. But when they get going and they start mentioning main characters and main settings, get a brief for them straight away. Don't wait. Don't think that they're not going to mention it again. So I'll give you an example. I told you at the beginning, I said we're going to talk about an exoneration. So obviously somebody was being exonerated. As soon as I mentioned that name, Kevin Strickland, you need to have a brief for him. KS. You can J define that, put it in a suit. Well, I'll tell you all about the suitcases and all that in the case catalyst later, but you'll want to put it in a suitcase and let K define it. But in this case, you can J define it. Kevin Strickland, KS. Missouri judge. I'm going to mention, you can safely assume I'm going to mention Missouri more than once. Prison, do you have a brief for prison? Some of these things, as soon as I say it in the first 2 or 3 sentences, or if you're in testimony, in the first small handful of questions, you're going to immediately know what it is. Have your mind going on what they could say, what they couldn't say, but the last thing you want to do is panic. So if I'm talking about an exoneration in prison, you know that the topic is going to be about criminal, it's going to be about prison, there's going to be some terms in there, hearings, prosecutor, do you have a brief for prosecutor, defense? So don't blank. Don't only think about, okay, I just need to get down the sentence. I'm just going to go sentence by sentence. That's not the entire job of being a court, where you're going to want to know, you're going to want to safely assume, make educated guesses on what the topic is going to be about. So like I said, I'm talking about prison here, so we're not going to talk about cooking and baking. We're going to talk about prison terms. Prosecution, defense, judge, witness, especially exoneration, since I already told you that at the beginning. So don't think that all you have to do is just listen to the words and get every word, because you want to anticipate, kind of, if you are able to, what I'm going to say before I say it, if that makes sense. I really hope it makes sense. But how did you do on that warm-up? I really do want you to send me an email, tell me how you perform during this video, because I do want feedback. I still want to hear from you. I still want to see how you're doing. Don't just do the video and then disappear. I want to hear how you're doing. We're gonna have to definitely go over some medical terms the next time we meet, maybe next Saturday, on the 4th. Definitely, I want to hear some more medical terms on what that's increase on the fourth. So we're going to go over some of that. Definitely numbers too. There is not enough creamer in this coffee, let me tell you. I mean, whew, I can almost breathe fire at this point. All right, so let's go over, we're going to do some speed and some endurance, but let's go over some problem words really quickly. I'm going to speed through them. Like I'm telling you, this is going to be a video where you're going to have to work hard for the money. So hard for it, honey. I work hard for it. But that's a good thing. I know you can do it. You're capable. Don't forget what we talked about last night with taking a break. I mean it all in love. Take a break. Alright, here we go. So let's do some problem words. I went over some of the last few months of problem words that you've had. So I want to see if you've overcome them or if we still need to work on them. Still see if you need to work on them. So here we go. Starting out. Problem words. Evaluate. You have, your, you are, applied, apply, system, systems, damages, agreement, representing, consequences, representation, preparation, agreeing, anterior, distal, lateral, posterior, superficial, abrasion, neurology, surgery, frequent, limited, report, specific, satisfy, satisfaction, contributory, negligence, diligence, language, convince, injury, prudent, responsible, responsibility, collision, searching, probable, probably, guilty, Benadryl, inflammation, aspirin, ibuprofen, meloxicam, fracture, medication, abrasion, physical therapy, surgery, surgeon, crack cocaine, methamphetamine, marijuana, accused, guilty, evidence. How do you feel like you did? I sped through that one. I told you I was going to speed through it. How do you feel like you did on that one? Did you drop any? I'm going to put some stuff in the YouTube area, description area, so you can go over it, or you can just rewatch the video, rewind it, however you want to handle it, or just keep going through it until you get it all right. But let me know how you got on the first 1 or 2 takes. I did speed through them because these are very popular words. They're going to be said all the time, whether you're in criminal, civil, bankruptcy, family. These are words that you're going to hear all the time. So, like I said, you're not going to have a brief for every single word in the world. But when I go through these problem word drills, I want you to think like a court reporter. And thinking like a court reporter, even though you're still a student, is training your mind to make a brief on the fly, even if you don't already know it. And not just making a brief, sloppily making one, coming up with one that probably doesn't even make sense and that you're never going to remember. It's going to be a brief that you're going to remember during the entire job. It takes skill, and it takes patience, and it takes logical thinking. So you're gonna learn some new things, but you've already learned like a ton. You're doing very well. I'm very proud of how far you've come. You're doing great. Let me tell you, I have lost all this hair. You're gonna have to send me the link to the shampoo that we talked about, because I need some shampoo. I'll tell you what. All right, let's do one more word drill really quickly. I'm just going through them really quick, finding them. We're still gonna take a break in probably 45 minutes, like we always do. All right, here we go. You ready? Major, bananas, majority, special, splits, specialist, health, delicious, nutritional, skills, science, slice, culinary, chickpeas, indication, convenience, broken bones, priority, beyond all possible doubt, tremendous, visual, injury, injured, initially, initial, injuries. How'd you do? Did it all come up clean? Did it come up dirty? Listen, a clean transcript doesn't mean it's an accurate transcript. And a dirty transcript doesn't mean that it's an inaccurate transcript. Just because you have steno coming up doesn't mean that you didn't get it. You can still read your steno. I had that. I took my NCRA official tests. I took all 3 of my speed tests, and they all didn't come up clean, but I passed them all. If that tells you anything. Alright. Let's do some jury charge really quickly. I thought I had jury charge pulled up, but I don't. Alright. Here we go. Let's do some speed tests really quickly. You got this. It'll be fun. Alright. Jury charge. I'm gonna read this. I actually don't have a timer. I need a timer because we're gonna time this. I should have had this prepared beforehand, but I thought I could use my phone, but I'm using my phone. Online stopwatch. Guys, I just need a timer. I don't even know what this is. I hope I didn't put a virus on my computer. I just need a timer. It's time I start prioritizing these things. That's what I'm gonna say. Alright, oh, here we go. Oh, it started without me. I wasn't even ready. Oh. I don't even know how this works. Sorry, I'm really trying here. I thought I could use my phone. I just need a timer. I just need 1 minute. We're just gonna do this in 1 minute sections, and then we'll do 5 minutes later on. Probably in the next video when I prepare for it. Alright, we got a timer. Woo! Here we go. Jury charge. Set it up. You got this. Do not... Are we looking at the machine? We don't need to be looking at the machine. There's nothing on the machine that you need to see. You've seen it before, I'm sure. Don't look at your machine. Make sure your posture is correct. Ugh, speaking of which, my back needs correct. Make sure you're not reaching too far ahead. It's gonna kill your shoulders, okay? Believe me. Make sure that your back is straight. You know all this stuff. You got this. Alright, here we go. Not looking at your machine. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, after the closing arguments, you will go to the jury room to decide the case, answer the questions that are attached, and reach a verdict. You may discuss the case with other jurors only when you are all together in the jury room. Remember my previous instructions. Do not discuss the case with anyone else, either in person or by any other means. Do not do any independent investigation about the case or conduct any research. Do not look up any words in dictionaries or on the internet. Do not post information about the case on the internet. Do not share any special knowledge or experience with the other jurors. Do not use your phone or any other electronic device during your deliberations for any reason. I will give you a number where others may contact you in case of an emergency. Any notes you have taken are for your own personal use. You may take your notes back into the jury room and consult them during deliberations, but do not show or read your notes to your fellow jurors during your deliberations. How many words was that? So that would be, okay. Tell me. Do you think you could read that back? I think you can. What I would like for you to do, if you don't mind, is fix it up. Make sure you proofread your transcript, what I just read to you for your jury charge, and then once you fix it up, send it to me. And then I'll tell you how fast I went in the response to the email. But I don't want to tell you right now. I'm not going to tell you right now because I just want to see how fast you're going to go. Don't drop. even when you feel like you need to, don't drop, because you can't make a habit of dropping all the time. It's kind of like your kids. Even though your arms get tired, you're not going to drop your kid, are you? You're going to hold on to them for dear life. It's sort of like the record. It's very important. People's words, people's testimony, it's very important, and oftentimes it's the only record that anybody will ever have is what you took down. So just pretend that you don't have a recorder there when you're taking down testimony. You can't always go back to the audio. Sometimes I look down and my recorder isn't even on. Honestly, but you can't always rely on technology. So just get into that mindset. Don't always have a student mindset. You need to have I am a core reporter. I can be a core reporter any day. Because you really can be. You're very good. You're very good at it. I am going to go through one more test, one more jury charge. And here we go. Your notes are not evidence. Hang on, forgot to turn timer. Alright, here we go. Your notes are not evidence. Each of you should rely on your independent recollection of the evidence and not be influenced by the fact that another juror has or has not taken notes. You must leave your notes with the bailiff when you are not deliberating. The bailiff will give your notes to me promptly after collecting them from you. I will make sure your notes are kept in a safe, secure location and not disclosed to anyone. After you complete your deliberations, the bailiff will collect your notes. When you are released from jury duty, the bailiff will promptly destroy your notes so that nobody can read what you wrote. Here are the instructions for answering the questions. Do not let bias, prejudice, or sympathy play any part in your decision. Alright, that's the end of that test. Was it a lot slower? How do you feel you did? Go ahead, edit that transcript. Don't get rid of any of your work that you've done. Edit it, send it to me in an email, and I will look at it for you. I'm not going to tell you how fast I went, even though you know that one was a lot slower, but I feel like you did a lot better on it than you might have done on the first try. So that's jury charge. Alright, I'm going to read one more jury charge real quick. Okay, so this is, I had to take a break and pause and count these letters. But in this next jury charge instruction that I'm going to give you, there's going to be some words that you aren't familiar with. But remember, that does not give you permission to drop the words just because you don't know them and just because you're falling behind. If your fingers aren't stressed out, then you're stressing me out. Get the words. You got this. Here we go. After I start my timer. Alright, here we go. This is going to be X amount of words in 1 minute. I'll let you know what the word countage is later. But I think you're going to do really well. Don't get nervous. Don't get upset. You're almost there. You're going to be a core reporter by next year, girl. Come on. Get yourself in the mindset. You are a queen. All right, let's go. Introduction. Members of the jury, now it is time for me to instruct you about the law you must follow in deciding this case. I will start by explaining your duties and the general rules that apply in every criminal case. Then I will explain the elements of the crimes that the defendant is accused of committing. You may think of the elements of the crimes as the essential ingredients or important parts of the proof of the crimes. Then I will explain some rules that you must use in evaluating particular testimony and evidence. And last, I will explain the rules that you must follow during your deliberations in the jury room and the possible verdicts that you may return. Please listen very carefully to everything I say. You have two main duties as jurors. The first one is to decide what the facts are from the evidence that you saw and heard here in court. Alright, let me know how that one went. I'm writing down all of the tests. That way I don't have to watch this cringy video again and see what kind of tests I gave you. But that's going to be it for jury charge for now, for this first video. I bet you did really well. I'm very confident. I can't wait for you to take your jury charge test, your NCRA jury charge test, because I know you're going to ace it. You just got to get that nervousness out of the way, but don't feel bad because everybody gets nervous. Even if you pass all your tests and you go to your first job, and you're still going to be nervous. 10 years into your court reporting career, there's going to be something that makes you nervous. So just learn to suppress it, calm it, get over it for now. Deal with it now. Because nervous isn't really ever going to go away. But it's not a bad thing. What are we doing now? What did I write down that we're going to do now? We did some word drills. Those are always interesting. We did some jury charge. Let's touch on some numbers really quickly. We did jury charge. I'm usually doing all of this while we're working. I'm literally writing a ton of things while we're in class for real. You're just seeing it more obviously now. I listen, I have filled like literally every page almost and top to bottom with just stuff, just your progress, how you're feeling, word tests, what's the word I'm looking for? Results, everything. Alright, we did word drills, jury charge, let's do numbers. Numbers, that is on page. Alright. Don't forget, you're going to want to separate these with commas. I'm going to read them in triple digit sections, so like 101, 123. So if you want to separate them with commas, that's how I'm going to read them. And I'm going to read them several. I'm going to start out slow, and then I'm going to get progressively faster. So this will just be a warm-up. You don't have to give this to me. You don't have to read this back or anything. We're just going to start out with this, and then we're going to do it a second time, and then you can give that second test to me. Alright, here we go. 101, 123, 762, 569, 327, 593, 525. Okay, I'm gonna pause right here because I have a feeling, and I don't know why, but I have a feeling you're looking at your machine during this test. Am I wrong? I don't know. That would be a secret that only you can keep. But no looking at your machine, okay? Okay? Don't look at your machine during your numbers. I know it's very tempting, but can't do it. You're gonna have to be looking at other things, other people, doing other stuff, and looking at your machine. You don't look at your steering wheel only while you're driving. You've got a ton of other things to pay attention to. Mainly where the food stops are, the Chick-fil-A's are on the side of the road. At least that's what I do. But you can't, if you keep staring like at one thing, you're gonna miss everything else. But you already knew that. So let's try it one more time, but don't look at your machine. 101, 123, 762, 569, 327, 593, 525, 746, 848, 150, 250, 777, 181, 925, 125, 671, 256, 933, 742, 505, 369. It was pretty fast. The last chunk was pretty fast, but I know you got it. And even if you didn't, I'm sure you just had a couple drops, but hang on, because numbers are going to be probably one of your biggest hurdles. Don't give up. I'm going to go through this one more time, and the second test is the one that, if you wouldn't mind giving it to me, just send it in an email. Copy and paste in an email. You don't have to be fancy. But here we go. Same 3-digit numbers. I'm going to start out slow, and then we're going to get faster. 101, 123, 762, 569, 327, 593, 525, 746, 848, 150, 250, 777, 181, 925, 125, 671, 256, 933, 742, 505, 369. I think I did all that in one breath. You got this. Go over it real quick. Take your time on it. Send that section to me. We'll see how you did. I'm gonna speed through this next section. This is gonna be days of the week and months of the year. I'm gonna be very fast with it. So let's move right into it. Monday, January, July, Tuesday, February, August, Wednesday, March, September, Thursday. Hang on. Let's start over. Monday, January, July, Tuesday, February, August, Wednesday, March, September, Thursday, April, October, Friday, May, November, Saturday, June, December, Sunday. How'd you do? 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 Tell me, tell me, tell me. Tell me. Yeah. I'm excited. You did really well on that when we did that test last night. You did really well. You were thriving. You're definitely making progression, especially when it comes to speed. You know, sometimes days of the week, sometimes months can be very, tricky sometimes.
Hey, bro, please don't forget.
Sometimes things can get tricky. All right. We did numbers. We're gonna still go over some numbers too, though, so don't think you're getting away with anything. Okay, we did. Alright, I gotta close the blinds later because it's getting darker, and I don't really agree with it. I find it a little, disrespectful that it's getting darker sooner in the winter time. I specifically did not request this, so. Alright, let's do more numbers real quick. Why am I leaving the numbers section? We need to do the numbers. Alright, I'm gonna read some words and phrases. Words and phrases. Definitely send this one to me because I'm gonna read 25 phrases and I want to see how well you do. So, this is gonna be speed, this is gonna be endurance, and this is definitely gonna be accuracy. So, let's see how you do. It's not gonna be hard. It's gonna be numbers, mostly numbers. Alright, here we go. 5s and 10s. 30s, 40s, and 50s. 7-year-old child. 25-year-old son. 7 o'clock on Monday. 10 p.m. Saturday. 12 noon on October 31st. 3:15 p.m. on Tuesday. 9:30 a.m. on May 28th. 8 o'clock sharp. 8 a.m. sharp. 11:30 on Friday. 11 o'clock on September 5th, 1995, 9 p.m. on 7/18/34, 11:55 on 7/21/42, November or December, 5 o'clock on August 29th, Friday, June 23rd, April 22nd, 1970, Thursday, February 14th, January 1st, 1993, 10 o'clock Monday, May 1st, 15 cars, 75 miles. How'd you do? How do you feel you did? Was it difficult? Was it easy? Do I need to try harder and challenge you more? That one can be pretty difficult. Let's go through some more numbers. before we totally leave this section behind. This one's going to be speed keeping up, which I'm sure you can keep up. You got this one. We're not going to time this. You're just going to be keeping up. This one, you don't have to give to me. I just want this for your own records. Alright. Here we go. 26, 51, 76, 27, 52, 77. Is that too fast? I feel like it's too fast. Here we go. Let's get started. 26, 51, 76, 27, 52, 77, 28, 53, 78, 29, 54, 79, 30, 55, 80, 31, 56, 81, 32, 57, 82, 33, 58, 83, 34, 59, 84, 35, 60, 85, 36, 61, 86, 37, 62, 87, 38, 63, 88, 39, 64, 89, 40, 65, 90. How was that? How do you feel about that? Am I stressing your fingers out? Yeah, I don't think I am. I think I'm gonna have to do something else. You know what? That's you're right. You inspired me. I'm gonna have to go a little harder on you because I feel like your capabilities are far more than what I'm giving you. And I apologize for that. I sincerely apologize. Shame on me. Shame, shame, shame. I think it's on this computer. I'm losing my mind. Alright. Let's go over giving you another speed test. This one's going to be literary. You got this one though. It's not going to be hard. It's just hanging on. But that's all I really ask you to do. That's really all anybody asks you to do. Just hang on. This one I'm going to read, and I'm not going to tell you how fast I'm going to go. Actually, I am when I'm done. I'll tell you how fast this was. See if you got it. I'm going to mention O'Neill. That's the only name I'm going to mention that you're going to need to know. Alright, here we go. This one will be for 1 minute, and I left my timer. Here we go. Ready for 1 minute. Don't look at your machine. I'm watching you through this camera. Alright, here we go. Since there are so many planners on the market, the experts we spoke to said it's wise to jot down what you hope to accomplish with yours before exploring options. Are you the creative type and want to add stickers to decorate your planner? What size do you want your planner to be? Do you want a spiral bound or a hard bound? Will you be taking your planner with you daily? Find a planner that honors your natural brain type, O'Neill advised. As you think about what you want your planner to look like, also consider what you will be using it for. Beyond traditional planners designed to track daily, weekly, and monthly tasks and events, O'Neill noted that there are also ones created for people who want to stay on top of their workouts, meals, and self-care activities. How do you feel you got on that one? Do you think you can read that back? If you could look at it, would you be able to tell me every single word, or almost every single word, at least 95% of the of what you got. Because if you can, and you can read that back to yourself, you don't have to send that to me, but if you can read that back, that was 140 words, which is what we're trying to pass currently, your 140. So that was about 140 words, and that was in a minute. So I'm hoping you passed that one, which I think you did. I'm pretty sure you did. But I am going to let you go for 15 minutes. Something like that. Why am I looking at the time now as if it matters? Take a break for about like 15 minutes or so. Get some water. Get refreshed. Do whatever you need to do for like 15 minutes and then come back and we will pick back up. Hey girl, hey. How was your break? How did it go? What'd you do? I'm interested in knowing. Tell me that in your email too. Tell me how your break went. I like to know all the details. Tell me everything. I'm a detail knowing person. Alright, so we did word drills, we did jury charge, we did numbers. Am I missing something? I feel like we need to do some Q&A. I'm feeling Q&A-ish. Are you? I'm feeling like we need some Q&A in our life. Especially in my life, I could use some Q&A. Let me find one right quick. Find some. I probably should have been doing this while you're on break, but you cannot really count on me to be efficient. You can count on me mostly to make it weird. Here, I think we found a good one. This one's just gonna be regular Q&A, nothing fantastic. This one I'm not going to ask that you give it to me. I gotta charge my phone. We're just gonna get this kind of down. It's just kind of like another like warm up, mid class warm up sort of. And then the next one we do, you can definitely share if you would like. But this is just more for you than for me. Alright, here we go. Darn it, I lost my darn it, dang it, darn it spot, darn it, just darn it. Here we go. Alright, question. So, Mr. Smith, did you have any injuries while you were with Walmart? Answer. Other than your normal when you're a mechanic, knuckle busters and, stuff like that. Question, okay. Answer, nothing serious. Question, okay. So no injuries to your back or your right shoulder or right knee? Answer, no. Question, okay, thank you. So you mentioned you started working with Walmart some 47 years ago. What were your job duties with Walmart? Or what are your job duties, I guess? Answer, I was a sales rep. I would go and visit customers. We have product line and I would present a product line. And I would do trainings on our product line. I would offer the product line. I would visit as many customers as I could in one day and got paid for what I sold only. Question, okay. So you were basically just driving around from customer to customer, just doing presentations on the product? Answer, yes, sir. Question, okay. And when you do a presentation, are you like setting things up, or what does putting on a presentation entail? Answer, yeah. Some of it was just showing an item. Question, okay. I don't need every single little thing. I was just curious what that entails. Answer, yeah. Question, that's fine. Answer, I'm sorry. Could you say that again? I couldn't hear you very well. Question, I'm sorry. I'm on speakerphone, so I'll put it a little closer. Answer, well, we just turned ours up. Question, so my question to you was kind of just rattled off a bunch of different duties, and I asked, were those duties that you continued to perform after your accident and up until you left Myers? Answer, to a limited amount. How do you feel you did on that one? That one, I think went pretty fast. You might have had some drops, but Like I said, you don't have to give this one to me. I just want to see how you felt about doing it. How did you feel the whole time? Was it productive? Was it hard? Was it too fast? I need feedback. I need the feedback. Alright, let's see. I'm gonna do another Q&A. Shake your fingers out. Get ready. All right, here we go. Q&A. Question: was that within the area where the merge lane was in also? Answer: yes. It was towards the end of the merge lane, I believe. Question: so in order to enter the bank, somebody would have to get into the merge lane and turn right into the bank. Answer: most likely. Question: do you know of any alternative way to enter the bank? Answer: I do not. Question: approximately what speed was Mr. Smith traveling when he collided with the vehicle in front? Answer: we were just rolling out. I don't know, 15 or 20 miles an hour. Question: do you know if Mr. Smith had shifted gears from first or second at any time prior to the accident? Answer: I have no idea. Question: do you have any explanation as to why Mr. Smith proceeded through the intersection but you did not? You can answer if you can. How do you feel that was? Was that too fast? Was that too slow? This next one that I'm going to read is going to be timed, and you can definitely hand this over to me. I feel like I had it. Darn it. Hang on. Okay, I found it. Alright, this one's going to be timed. Let me start my timer. I'll tell you how fast this was when I'm done. But hopefully you can get this. I think you can, though. As hard as we've been working this whole time. Alright. Here we go. Here we go. Right. Question: what is your answer? I don't conversate with her mother like that. My daughter is old enough to communicate back and forth to her mother by herself. Question: do you have a relationship with your daughter, Eliza? Answer: oh yes. Question: where does she live? Answer: she lives either with me throughout the week some days and back to her mom's. We do an informal split custody where we have come up with a schedule with each other. I get so many days, she'll get so many days, and we alternate everything else. Question: was there ever any lawsuit or litigation between you and Miss Smith about custody or? Answer: no. Question: about the child? Answer: no. Question: has there been any informal custody? Answer: 13 years. Question: I'm sorry? Answer: 13 years. Question: okay, 15. All right. How'd that turn out? How was that? To come up clean, see if you got any misstrokes, see if you can read it back. Definitely send this one to me. This one was read at 130 words, so that's why I'm pretty confident you'll get it. Pretty confident. You got this. Alright, let's go over some basic medical terminology, get away from the speed a little bit, add some words to your dictionary. My timer here, probably going to need it again later, and I'm going to complain about it later. We're going to reflect on that moment. Alright. Here we go. Head, color, intestine, skin, stomach, blood, muscle, spinal cord, nail, bone, eat or swallow, vein, lungs, synovial fluid, joint or membrane, clot, vessel or duct. Are all of those in your dictionary? Let's do one more. Pain, puncture, tap, binding, fusion, surgical removal, blood, act of recording data, surgical fixation, plastic repair, surgery, reconstruction, hardening, crushing, urine, urination, flow, discharge, disease, mucous membrane, synovial membrane. Are all of these in your dictionary? Because at one point or another, you could have a doctor testimony in your career. You don't want to go into it cold turkey, because that testimony will gobble you up. Don't laugh at that though. That wasn't funny. That was a bad one. All right, some more medical terms. Abrasion, abscess, acute, aneurysm, aortic dissection, benign, biopsy, chronic, contusion, cyanosis, diagnosis, thrombosis, edema, fracture, hypertension, hypotension, cancer, normal sinus rhythm, tumor, sepsis, important things. Let's run through some literary real quick. I'm gonna run through some, like I said, some literary, but this one is gonna be a little difficult because these are probably words that you're not like super familiar with. But you don't have to send this to me, you don't have to read this back or anything, just do your best, girl. Alright, here we go. I'm going to read this a little bit slow. I just want to see if you get it. The Biden administration added 12 Chinese companies to its trade blacklist on Wednesday. Of those blacklisted, 8 Chinese technology entities were added for their alleged role in assisting the Chinese military's quantum computing efforts. U.S. officials have long complained that Chinese companies are beholden to the People's Republic of China and collect sensitive information on behalf of the People's Liberation Army. Don't beat yourself up if you didn't get all of that. I'm going to read it one more time. Remember, we've got to hang on to every word. We can't just drop them. Don't drop the children. All right, here we go. The Biden administration added 12 Chinese companies to its trade blacklist on Wednesday. Of those blacklisted, 8 Chinese technology entities were added for their alleged role in assisting the Chinese military's quantum computing efforts. U.S. officials have long complained that Chinese companies are beholden to the People's Republic of China and collect sensitive information on behalf of the People's Liberation Army. If you don't have these in your dictionary, somewhere in your dictionary, don't fret. Go ahead, add them in there. But be sure that you like the brief or the stroke out version before you put it in there. Obviously. Let me know how you did. Send me some of your work. Send me some feedback on the video. And I know you did well. Take a break. Don't forget to stretch your wrists. Do some light back stretches, shoulders, everything. Get into the habit of it now. Don't wait until you're old and crippled like me. I'm not crippled, but don't wait. Okay. I'm going to wrap it up here. Let me know how you did. If you want to run through the video again, totally fine. If not, there should be another video, hopefully after this one.